A U.S. District Court judge out of Missoula put a stop to the start of Wyoming's grizzly hunt that was supposed to kick off today. Judge Dana Christensen granted a 2-week temporary restraining order, giving Native American tribes and environmental groups more time to make their case. That request for a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction was filed this last week. But some hunters have been waiting decades for this opportunity. And for outfitters in the area, this ruling is the exact opposite of what they wanted. CBS's Stan Bush talked to one outfitter who says Wyoming's call is for the best.
Wyoming's backcountry is untamed.
Typical hunts are 7 total days.
It's where Taylor Ingham makes his living, saddling horses and packing mules to take hunters into the wild.
I became an outfitter because I wanted to share this place with people from all over the country.
Around this time, Ingham is usually focused on elk season. But this year, he's one of only a handful of outfitters that has been licensed to hunt for grizzly bears.
This is definitely core grizzly habitat. A lot of bears live in this valley.
This land saw grizzlies thrive, then go nearly extinct, and now return to the point where Wyoming officials say grizzlies can be hunted again.
So we're going to set up our spot and scope, and we're going to start glassing some of these ridges and these open meadows.
A ridge below tree line is where Ingham says he'll make plans for hunting the bears.
We'll probably just be looking for, a bear that's traveling or, just moving across a hillside.
Ingham knows the grizzlies are out there. His game cameras have frequent close encounters with them. Ingham's game cameras saw up close bears we only saw traces of. Still, outfitters say they're taking a risk dedicating so much to the hunt.
Possible that they're out here for 10 days and they don't get one?
It is possible. The hunt depends so much on the weather and the time of year.
But the hunt coincides with elk season, attaching it to controversy. Hunters say a bear will likely find where an elk had been killed and gutted within a day. Baiting is outlawed, but sitting on a kill and waiting for a bear to come is legal.
One of the techniques that I think a bear hunter would use is to follow birds.
Opponents worry this hunt will be a slaughter. Ingham and supporters say it's a part of conservation, and he's not optimistic about his chances.
If there's no cost benefit to doing this, why do it?
I believe that we should hunt grizzly bears because they're part of the ecosystem. They have an effect on elk. Elk has an effect on them.
Hunters say while there may only be about 700 grizzlies in the region, they're concentrated in an area that's unhealthy for the rest of the ecosystem, putting livestock, wild game, even people at risk. But Wyoming appears to be alone in this stance. They've issued permits that could kill up to 22 bears. Idaho will only allow 1 grizzly to be killed, and Montana won't allow any at all.
The plan is solid, the population is solid, and I think that it's going to continue to be.
Wyoming hunters say hunting grizzly bears is their right, a statement about their way of life and something they've worked towards for 40 years, the last time there was a grizzly season here.